Hey guys, what's good? So back with Johnny,
Back with Ronit.
and today we'll be talking about hip mobility, right? So the other videos we've done regarding core stability, lower back pain, and one video I don't know if it's out yet about shoulder mobility, but that's coming too if it's not already out. But today we're talking about hip mobility, especially like I've struggled with this, working as a sedentary job, sitting all day in front of a computer as an accountant. And just squatting a lot, right? So going in that range of motion where you put your hip flexors and just your overall hips in a not compromised position, but range of motion. It keeps going in the same position, right? So I started noticing for myself, like my hips are really tight. I had to start opening them up to improve my squat and overall just like posture too, right? So we'll be going over a couple things that you can possibly do to improve that and why that might be happening, right? So, hey man,
What's up, dude?
why are my hips getting tight? What's happening?
A lot of the time, like you said, it's the issue where we're sitting for extended periods of time, right?
Okay.
So this stuff has a lot of overlap with the low back video we did.
Okay.
So sitting for long periods of time, doing excessive squatting, doing a lot of lower body movements.
Okay.
Like I played soccer growing up. When I started squatting first, like my hip flexors were crazy tight because you're always kicking and running and stuff, right? So they get tight. And when we look deeper into it, it's usually a lack of glute and core, glute strength and core stability is also layered on top of the stiffness in the hip flexors.
Okay.
So it's again, it can be there's so many different reasons. Most of the time, it's because we're sitting for long periods of time or overuse.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, what? I know we talk about the hip, right?
Yeah.
But like the hip is so many different parts, right? There's an adductor, abductors, hip flexors, psoas.
Yeah.
Like, so what usually is the thing that's, I guess everything is connected pretty much, right? But where would you say is like the usual spot that people find are tight? Like hip flexors specifically, or?
Yeah. So the hip flexor is usually like the known culprit, or
So hip flexors right here.
yeah. So right in the front, right, like right in here, you feel like stiffness or tightness.
Okay.
And that's usually not so much, like a lot of people relate that to the psoas, and that's not usually the issue. Usually the issue is with the quad actually. So the quad, like it starts from like below the knee and it comes up and it actually attaches up here in like your pelvis. So that flexes your hip. This is hip flexion, so that also flexes your hip. So improving the I guess decreasing the stiffness of the quad by getting the glutes engaged and having a stable core is the way to go, because it's the quad that's causing the issue.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So like the exercises you were telling me before this, and we'll show you guys. I was noticing like there's a lot of quad stretching, like glute activation.
Yeah.
But it relates to the hip getting loosened or less stiff, right?
Because when we think quads, we're thinking knee extensions, right?
Yeah.
But like the biggest one of the muscles of the quad actually comes in and attaches up here, which is also going to allow you to flex the hip.
Oh shit.
So you know, there's more to it than just stretching your psoas or whatever.
Interesting,
yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay, so you gotta get your glutes kind of stronger, quads tight, and then that's gonna kind of help you open up your hips a little bit.
Yeah.
And again, like in all videos we say, like this isn't the only way to do your whatever your hip problem might be.
Yeah.
But this might help you open up the hips, right? So right now we're gonna show you guys about 4 exercises. Yeah, 4 exercises to open up the hips.
So the 4 exercises is gonna focus on the quad aspect of it.
Aspect, okay.
If we want to take it a step further, we can also look at rotation of the hip, right?
We'll show you guys that too.
So rotation is basically, this is going to be internal rotation of the hip and external rotation of the hip.
Okay.
Usually internal rotation of the hip is limited in people that sit a lot.
Yeah.
So that's something that we also want to focus on, actively being able to rotate that hip into internal rotation.
Okay.
That's going to be key for improving our squat and just feeling better in our hips.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. So now you guys will see all the exercises. Johnny will take you through them, and you guys will know. Hopefully, you guys follow along. Hopefully, because they're not too long. Take about 5 minutes out of your day. 5 minutes before squatting. Lower body sessions. Use as a warm up.
Exactly.
Yeah, this should help you.
Exactly.
Okay, so you guys probably see the video now.
So the first part of the progression is just you go into a lunge position, and from here, all we're doing is contracting the glute on the right side, so the side that's back. So we're gonna come here, contract the glute, hold it for 3, 2, 1, and then come back up. 3, 2, 1, and relax, and then contract again. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Next, we're gonna step it up a notch. So our next progression is gonna be in the same position here, but we're just gonna bring the leg up like this. So we're gonna, again, contract the glute on this side. 1, 2, 3, and relax. 1, 2, 3, and relax. 1, 2, 3, and relax.
Nice.
Alright, the third progression is a basic lunge. So we're gonna start in a standing position. We're gonna come here, take a step forward. We're gonna feel the tension in the leg that's forward. Feel the tension in the glute. Don't let your knee cave in. Make sure it's in line with your foot. And then make sure we're contracting this glute as well. Feel a slight stretch here, and then come back up. So we come down, right? Tension in this leg, knees in a good position. Contract the glute on this side, feel the stretch, and come back up.
Perfect.
Like this. And come back up. So the last progression is a Bulgarian split squat. So what we're gonna do is 1 foot forward, the other foot goes back on top of a bench. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna contract both glutes. So we're gonna contract this glute, feel a stretch in the front of the thigh here, and then we're gonna contract the other side as well. And as we come down, we're gonna feel the tension build up on the side that we're going down on. And we're gonna hold this position here, make sure this glute is contracted, feel the stretching through the front, and then we're gonna come back up. Alright, same thing here, contract this side, feel the stretch, contract this side, build the tension. And in this position, we can also focus on our ankles. So ankle dorsiflexion is also, ankle mobility is also an issue with people squatting as well. So we can focus on that as well here, and come back up. Another thing we can focus on is stacking our rib cage over our pelvis. So getting the core involved, right? So contract this glute, feel the stretch, stack the rib cage over the pelvis, come down, build tension in this side, feel the ankle dorsiflexion take place, and come back up.
That's it.
So first we focused on hip extension, now we're going to focus on hip internal rotation. This is another range of motion that people usually have deficits with, people that sit a lot or have just tight hips and they can't squat as a result, or whatever the case may be. So hip internal rotation. So we come in to this position, quadruped position. So we're here, and all we're doing is kicking the leg out, holding it for 3, 2, 1, and then relax, come back in. 3, 2, 1, and relax. And what you can do with this is you can put a band around your feet here, and that makes it a little bit tougher to do. To step it up a notch, the second progression we have, this one's a little bit tougher. We lie on our back in a similar position, knees are 90 degrees, so we're gonna do the same thing here, is we're gonna kick the leg out, and 3, 2, 1. The key here is not to have any movement in your trunk or your lower back. So you want to make sure all of this stays still while you just kick the leg out. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, you guys, so now we're back. Hope those exercises helped you guys, and you guys actually follow along. And now I just want to kind of bring it all together. Like, I understand that these are some exercises we can do when we go to the gym, but in my experience and just what I've learned from overall is like just doing it for that 10-15 minutes or that hour workout doesn't really solve the problem long term.
Mm-hmm.
It's how you live your lifestyle, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So bringing it to your lifestyle, like what are some things people can do in their daily routine, right? Say like someone works a 9-to-5 job, they're sitting all day. or just watches Netflix from 9 to 5, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever it is. But
filter boat.
Yeah. Whatever it is. How can you make sure once you do start opening up your hip flexors, you can keep it consistently throughout the day? What are some things you can do?
So just once you start to develop that connection with, especially with the glutes, like being able to actively contract them.
And twerk.
Yeah, and twerk.
Yeah.
Cardi B's onto something, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, so when we can actually have a connection with the muscle,
yeah,
we can start to utilize it in our daily lives, right? So when we're going upstairs, when we're walking, we can actually be like, oh shit, like I can actually push off and feel my glute contract, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going upstairs, it's like doing a step up. Now when I push up, like I want to make sure that my glute is contracting, right? So it's just developing habits, like being in pain and being stiff.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, it's a habit, and to get out of that habit, you got to develop new habits. Right?
100%.
So being able to, like, this stuff is all great, but it has no use unless you use it in your daily life.
100%.
So if you're able to take what you learn in that exercise, realize what you're feeling, and then apply that in your every day-to-day life, that's the best way to go about it.
Okay. And one thing, like, to add to that, what I started doing at work, I started going on walks like every 60 to 70 minutes.
Yeah.
Just a 10-minute walk. You don't have to stretch every 10 minutes or an hour, right? Just go for a walk. Get out of that position, right, where you're always putting tension on your hip flexors. Get out of the position. Go somewhere else. Go outside. Go downstairs. Especially like if you're working from home now.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard, right? Just sitting at home all day. Just go outside. Get some sunlight in too. So you go kind of like two birds, one stone, right?
Exactly.
Get some nature. Get some sunlight. Go getting movement in too, and you're giving your hips a little break. I know there's actually one thing I heard a guy actually does is like every time he is doing his work on his laptop, especially if you're working from home, he just goes into a cross-legged position while sitting down. So you can do that. You know how people have standing desks? You can go in the seated cross-legged position, 60 minutes, and the normal position 60 minutes, and then random shit like that. Implement 3 every day. That's gonna actually help you in the long run.
Yeah.
Instead of just doing a couple movements here and there. That's the exercise we showed you, Chani showed you guys. Friggin' great starting point. If you haven't done anything before, any stimulus you give to your body, something's gonna happen,
And that's huge. Taking like frequent breaks, and now let's say you're taking your frequent breaks every hour, and you've implemented these exercises and you've developed that connection with your glutes.
Yeah.
Now when you're walking around, you're getting your glutes engaged, and there's less tension on your hip flexors as a result.
Yeah, you're gonna out-twerk Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, everyone. Even me. Actually, I don't know about that, but yeah. That's pretty much it. Hopefully the exercises helped you guys. And, a little bit of twerking and all these things. I don't know why we keep talking about twerking, but
it comes up every video.
Yeah.
Every video.
Yeah. But hopefully this helped, and always let us know if you guys need more help.
Yeah. If there's anything you guys need clarification on, just let us know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Open up your hips. Bye-bye.